Today I'll be installing these Acuity Shifter Base Bushings on my 8th gen Honda Civic. Now if you don't know what these do, they basically just tighten up the feel of the shifter. The bushings that come stock on the car, the ones that are in there right now, are rubber, but these ones are aluminum, so hopefully this will just tighten everything up and make the shifting feel a lot nicer. So the first thing I'm going to do is remove the shift knob, and then I'm going to remove the boot with this little plastic piece right there. My shift knob's a little bit messed up, so I have to twist this whole thing off with the boot. So I'm going to go ahead and pop that off right now. There we go. Now the next thing I'm going to do is remove this whole plastic piece right here. I'm going to use a little trim removal tool. It's not necessary, but it'll just make my life a little bit easier. Alright, now that we got that piece out, the next thing we gotta do is remove this whole big plastic thing that goes like everywhere, because we have to get to these bolts, one there and then those two down there. And to do that, we're going to remove that screw there and this one right in here, and then there's also two more. You gotta pull out this little rubber piece right there, and then there are two more bolts right inside there. There is also a little clip right down there that you will have to remove. There is also this piece of plastic down here that just pulls off. It's quite difficult to pull off, so you got to pull it pretty hard. But then there's another clip right down there that you will have to remove before you can go to the next step. Okay, now that we've got those 4 screws removed and those 2 clips, one on either side, both of those are removed, we should just be able to pull this whole thing back and out of the way. There we go. So you can probably see right here, this has quite a lot of play in it. You can kind of wiggle it around a bit more than you want it to. So that's what these bushings are actually going to help eliminate, is just hopefully eliminate some of that play in there to tighten everything up a bit. All right, the next step is going to be to remove all 3 of these bolts to actually get to the bushing. So we're going to do that using a 12mm socket, and those will just pop right off. And then you just gotta pop out these little rubber bushings that are in there already. These can be a little bit difficult to get out, so you just gotta struggle through it a little bit, but they will come out, I promise. And then you just do the same thing for the other 2. Alright, now we got all those rubber bushings out, so now it's time to open up the new ones and toss these in. Now, to actually install the new aluminum bushings, you're going to want to put the bottom one in first, toss that in there, and then throw the top one right there. I also want to point out that you do not need to reuse these little sleeves or obviously the old bushings, and you will need to use the new bolts that come with this little kit. You don't have to use the old ones again. So I got all 3 of these started just a little bit. Nothing's tightened down quite yet, just so I could get them all in place, but now we're just going to go ahead and tighten them all the way down, and then we'll see how it feels. All right, we got these all tightened up, so now I'm just going to kind of see how it feels. See if I can tell a difference. Oh my goodness. I can already tell a difference. That's actually crazy. So before, when you would shift in this car, it would feel kind of spongy and soft. But now that sponginess is like, it's completely gone. There's no sponginess whatsoever. It just clicks into gear. That feels so nice. It's a lot more notchy and just like, I don't know, it just feels way better. Now I just got to get this whole mess cleaned up, and obviously to put this all back together, you're just going to do all the same steps in reverse order as what you did to take it all apart. So that's pretty simple. I don't think I have to show you all how to do that. But after I'm done with that, we're going to take it for a little test drive and see how it feels when I'm actually driving on the road. There we go. I got everything put back together. Let's do a quick little test of it right here. Ooh, that feels really nice. Now, one thing I will say, if you're not used to how your shifter normally feels, say like if you just bought a car or something like that and now you're doing this already, you might not even notice a difference. But if you're very used to the shifter feel, it's a bigger difference than, it's a bigger difference than I was even expecting it to be. I was expecting a very, very small difference. So it feels very nice though. I love it. I love it. One other thing is that there is still some wiggle, and even in gear there's quite a bit of wiggle yet, but that's not because of those bushings. That's because there's different parts of my shifter that are slightly worn out and just have a little bit more wiggle room. So that's the only reason for that. Now we just gotta take it for a quick test drive and see how it feels on the road. Alrighty, here we go. First on the road test with the new Shifter Base Bushings. Let's see how they feel. Oh yeah. That's just instantly better. I love it. End of video. No, I'm kidding. So the biggest difference with this that I'm noticing is that instead of, like I said earlier, before I put these bushings in, wait, that's too low, why am I going to that gear? Gotta focus. Before I put these new bushings in, it felt kind of like spongy and very soft. It felt just kind of floaty into every gear, but now it kind of clicks into gear, and you can probably hear it a little bit on the video as well. It just kind of has it's just, I don't know exactly how to describe it, but it feels very nice. It just thunks into gear, just clicks right in, doesn't have a ton of wiggle room or anything. It's very nice. I really like it. Yeah, it feels so much better. Now it is a little bit rainy out, so I can't have too much fun, but we can do a little bit at least. Let's see if we can have a little bit of fun on some of these back roads here. Oh, that was a bad shift. So if you have a Civic or any car that you want to do this upgrade to, I would definitely recommend it. It's cheap. It's like 30 bucks. I'll put a link to where you can buy it in the description below, but it's a great little upgrade. It doesn't take terribly long to install. It was relatively simple. There were just a few little steps, and obviously you can go back and watch this video again to see exactly how to do it. Obviously it's not going to improve performance or anything, but it'll improve the feeling of your shifting, which if you drive a manual car, it's a pretty important thing, and it's a fun thing to have, and it's just a little added bonus that it feels a lot better, a lot notchier. It's a little bit wet, like I said earlier. Not gonna go flying, but we can still take this at an enjoyable speed. This car really is fun to drive. It's not incredibly fast in a straight line, but it's just fun. It's fun to zip around in. I love this thing so much. So these bushings are actually a part of a budget build series I'm doing with this car right now. This is only the second upgrade I've done to it so far, but I've got some other cool things planned for it. And if you guys have any ideas on what you guys want me to put on this car, preferably something cheaper, give me your ideas in the comments. I want to know what you guys want to see put on this car, and if I like any of your suggestions, I'll try something out. So just nothing too expensive. I'm thinking like very budget stuff. Like this was 30 bucks. That was, I mean, I'd be fine going more expensive than that as well, but just cheap things that I can do to this car, either performance or cosmetic mods. I mean, I'm sure there's not much I can do in the realm of performance for like under $100, but that's all right. I'm totally fine with just cosmetic mods as well. They're all fun. I get to tear my car apart and just mess with it. It's fun. I love it. See, she's not too slow. I actually just bought a gimbal and I'm on my way to a parking lot right now to test out some shots, get some footage of that. You might see a video of that on this channel sometime soon. I also brought my camera. It's nothing crazy, but I'm gonna try and take some shots. I've been getting more into photography and things like that. So stay tuned for more videos like that. Stay tuned for more videos of this car in general. And if you'd like to see more videos of this car, you can click right here for a playlist about that. And if you haven't already seen the first episode of the budget build series I'm doing, you can click right here for a video about that. It's about installing some new black hubcaps. It's super cool. You should definitely go check it out, and I'll see you over there.